Hello everybody and welcome back to the Prince of Persia 2008 walkthrough. It's finally time for us to take on the Alchemist and end things with him for good, because, you know, can't let him go running around for much longer.
Now we're making some progress.
Now I really like the platforming section to get to the Alchemist, because we're running over all of these balloons and it's just very awesome. It kind of reminds me of Super Mario Galaxy in a very weird, tiny little way. It's not the biggest of things that reminds me of it, but it does ever so slightly. Also, we get this really awesome music, which plays every now and again, but I think it really works here. I mean, I think it may have played whilst we were in the corrupted air room in the Heaven's Stair, but I can't remember, even though I basically just did the commentary for that part, like, within the last half hour. Yeah. My memory has become rather appalling. Unfortunately.
I guess it's time to find out if you really are immortal.
Life is not yours to take, but I could give it to you.
Hey, I'm a legend. I'll live forever anyway. Wow, that sounded better in my head than out loud.
Yes, it did probably sound better in your head than out loud, and... because, yeah, that didn't sound cool. It sounded very cliche. So, here we go with our final fight with the Alchemist. He's basically the same as we've always fought him with, he just has a lot more health now, and is going to use even more of the, quick time events at us. Now, I mentioned the quick time event that is associated, not the quick time event, the achievement that is associated with the Hunter for beating the Hunter. While the Alchemist special achievement, basically you need to defeat the Alchemist without using the acrobatic button, which obviously makes for a rather dull battle, but you can get through it reasonably fine, to be honest. The Alchemist special and Concubine special achievements really are the easiest of the four to get. I'll detail the Concubine special when we actually get to fighting the Concubine, because that's how I roll.
You're looking pretty scared for an immortal. We've got to chase him now, don't we?
Of course we've got to chase him. It's how it always happens.
I don't know. Maybe the fertile ground? I think it is above the Observatory, but it has been inaccessible ever since the Ura lost our powers.
Not quite sure that sentence made sense, but, okay. Also, I really like this room.
Every chance I get.
Just all of the planets, well, planet models everywhere is just really awesome. Also, enemies within the boss fight.
Exactly unlike this.
The Alchemist is going all out right now. And really, this could probably end up being the longest of the boss fights if you don't manage to defeat these guys very quickly.
You're pretty fit for a
Which means it's easily possible for you to get a little bit stuck and have to fight them the normal way, but
This is high.
Stay away from the edge.
yes, now we have to battle the Alchemist in his element, really, on a very small platform that is surrounded in corruption. which makes him a lot more difficult to defeat than he has been previously. Because he's going to do exactly the same thing of just slithering into the goop and turning up around the other side of you. But then we're going to get a really awesome escape sequence once we've finally put the boot in. Which is going to happen very shortly if he stops bloomin' moving. And there we go.
Quickly.
I will not die.
Maybe, but you won't live forever.
Not quite sure where the Prince and Alika disappeared to there, but, oh well? Guess it kind of got blown off the edge,
Told you to
but
stay away
doesn't
from the edge.
really show it that well, but oh well.
Maybe, but you won't live forever? Well, you told him. Yeah, how's that for immortality? Now which one of us is gonna live forever?
Don't say that right now. Because, yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah, don't tempt fate.
Keep your mouth shut.
Don't ever tempt fate. It's the same thing with the it's quiet, too quiet.
Yeah, good idea.
Just don't want to tempt fate. It's a bad idea. But now we get to escape by running over these balloons again, and I just find this really awesome. It's a really fun escape sequence because it's really involved. It's the thing that the Hunter escape didn't have, because you are always in control at every point of this, whereas with the Hunter you had the Wings of Ormazd section where you're just flying and nothing really happens. You're not really that in control of what's going on, because you're always going forward. I mean, you're always going forward here, but it just feels a little bit more thrilling. Also, it's a beautiful escape because of all the things crumbling in the sun, and yeah, I really like it.
Chances of that? How did we hit that platform? How did we get out of there alive? Don't say it was Ormazd.
I was gonna say I got lucky.
You got lucky. Hey, Princess, I'm the one that brings you luck. I'm the lucky one.
You lost a donkey's worth of gold, fell into a celestial war, and you still want to call yourself lucky?
I'm still alive. And what about the alchemist? Did we kill him?
Can you see anyone surviving that?
Well, if we throw the lock on Armin, then none of them are escaping. Let's put the Dark God back in jail.
Well, it's kind of what we've been aiming to do since we started this journey, so, sounds good to me.
I am fighting someone else's war. This is exactly what I didn't want to do with my life.
And also, we have enough light seeds. So, we're going back to the temple, and we are getting our final power, and it's going to be awesome!
That will allow us to enter fertile grounds in the City of Light and the Royal Palace.
Yep. And they are our final two areas to go to, so this means that when we are there, we are going to be able to get all of the light seeds in a single swoop of each fertile ground, which is partly going to make them a little bit longer, but also means that we have less work to do after we beat our final corrupted, which is always good.
In Ormazd's name.
Now, I think that in general this is expected to be done a lot later on in the game
You're about to lose.
than we are doing it right now. I mean, it kind of has to happen around this point, but I think they're expecting you to have covered more fertile grounds than where we are right now before you do this final power.
I will be free.
Father, no!
Oh, he's back.
Father, it's Ahriman. You must fight him.
Oh dear. So we have to do battle with the king once more. This time he's a lot more violent and a lot more difficult, really. I mean, I think it's because he's a lot more violent that he has increased in difficulty. But also, thankfully, Elika does fight with us, because obviously in the first fight she didn't, which really hampers your ability to progress in the fights smoothly. Oh, and now you actually get to see what happens when you fail one of those quick time events and your enemy gets health back. I mean, it works. It makes you know that you've got to try and get those quick time events. Otherwise, the fights are going to last a very, very, very long time. Now, I actually have no idea why they decided to do that tutorial thing right there, because, you know, kind of have beaten half the game at this point. So, don't really need to know that my attack was out of range. But, oh well. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not mentioning about the King's voice actor just yet, I am going to go into it, but not right now, because we've still got a reasonable amount of game left, and seeing as there's not a whole lot else to talk about, I kind of want to save that little tidbit for another day.
Your father will recover.
You don't believe that?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult of a thing to see, because the king obviously only did what he did to save Elika,
Yes. Each power
but
is linked
obviously
to
he is
4
now
fertile grounds.
completely
You will need
nuts,
all 4 powers to heal all of the grounds.
and this is probably a bad time to have that conversation, because that seemed like it was meant to happen a lot earlier than
Here I am fighting someone else's war.
this.
This is exactly what I didn't want to do.
But we have defeated the Hunter and the Alchemist. It's now time for us to head to the Royal Palace and begin our hunt for the concubine, who is basically the single most talkative corrupted of the entire batch, which certainly leads to some interesting situations, and you will see as soon as we make it to the Royal Gardens, which we shall be doing very shortly.
That direction.